first time we've actually come before the school board and had recognition this way. And the students that are in band class at the high school level, by the time they get to the high school, they realize that what they're doing is not out there as much in the public as the athletes and things like that. But they're in the band because they love the band and they are musicians in the truest sense of the word. And to measure the students' ability, they go to what's called a solo and ensemble competition. And the following students that we're about to recognize first went to the district level and participated at the district level. And if you receive a first division rating at the district level, you're eligible to go on to state competition. Now, just making it to state is really quite an accomplishment, so I'm proud of them for that. But we sent 6 events on to the state level this year, and one event received a second division rating, which is very good, and the other 5 events received a superior rating, which is a first division rating is superior. Actually, we had one other student that went through his private teacher, hooked up with a student from one of the Dearborn schools and went to state level as well. And so it was really quite an accomplishment for these students. So we're going to call them down and let you know what events they played and what the ratings were. Can I have the percussion trio come forward, please? The students in the percussion trio are Melissa Anderson, Bart Clark, and Dan Kitsch. Dan could not be here this evening, but they received a first division rating for their performance. The saxophone quartet. Members of the saxophone quartet include Melissa Vesbella, Steve Brettschneider, Joe Height, and Chantel Kurtz. Let's see, out of this group, we have a freshman, 2 sophomores, and a senior. Chantel, can you turn on towards the audience? Chantel is actually a freshman clarinet player who decided that she needed more of a challenge and switched to saxophone for this group. Joe is a sophomore, plays alto sax, but decided to start playing baritone sax in jazz band and also played that in this group. Melissa is also a clarinet player who has switched to alto and tenor saxophone for various purposes. And Steve is a senior, and he's the leader of that group. He's gone to solo and ensemble for all 4 years and participated at district and state level both times. This group went and received a first division rating. Since we have Steve right here, as I mentioned, Steve is a senior. It's really kind of my pleasure to say that I first started mentoring him when we were in the 7th grade, and he decided to go to solo and ensemble for the first time. And Steve's mom wasn't sure what this was all about, and she was really nervous, and we're doing all we can, and well, we worked really hard, and I could see it from a very young age that he had a lot of potential. And Steve now is playing music, and he's gone on to other teachers that have taken him to a new level. He's playing music literature that is really college level material, stuff I don't even think I got to when I was in college. And he's a very fine student, and he's active in soccer, and he's active in track and in this National Honor Society, and just all sorts of amazing things. So it's incredible. If you haven't heard Steve play, I would encourage you to come to our collage concert, which is coming up on May 9th, because we're going to feature him as one of our guest soloists on that, because he really is a fine job. So he participated in the highest level, which is what they, what do they call that, Steve? Proficiency 3, which means that not only does he have to play his solo when he goes there, he has to play scales, and not just 1 or 2 scales. He's got to pick from a list of about 8 to 12 scales. And he also is given the very hardest sight reading music that you have. So it's been quite a while since we've had somebody at Proficiency 3 and he received first division rating at the highest level he can go. Steve Bretstein. We had a flute clarinet go. They received a 2nd division rating. Caitlin Leonard and Ashley Powers are the students that went. They couldn't be here tonight because they're off doing more musical activities and getting prepared for that. We'll go on to the next group. And Caitlin Leonard also went as a soloist on clarinet and received a 1st division rating. We have a trumpet duet. If you gentlemen can come forward. This is kind of a unique group because we have Jared French and Evan Luff, and on their trumpet duet that they took, these 2 gentlemen, if you'll face out to the audience, are both freshmen. And so it's always really neat when we can have freshmen participate at the state level. But they not only participated, but they received a 1st division rating for their effort. So this is Jared French and Evan Luff. And the last student is the freshman who went with a, we have, is that a choir? The last one is Patrick Leff, also a freshman. He's the one who participated with the student from Dearborn. But Patrick, again, is off doing other musical activities. He's quite in demand for that, so he couldn't be here this evening as well. But I would like to call up Mr. Tim Lisewski, and he's going to introduce a choir student who also is getting an award. Mr. Lisewski.
Thank you, Mr. Beeson. It's my great pleasure to introduce to you and to proudly be part of the recognition of one of our choir students who entered a similar thing into the band. It's another organization. It's called the Michigan School Vocal Music Association. And I'd like to introduce Gwyneth Uzinski. Gwyneth is a junior now, and Gwyneth's been singing in these since like 7th grade, and she's always gotten the highest awards that she could on these. And I think that it's excellent that we can get a chance to recognize her. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, what the students have to do is Gwyneth had to sing 2 art songs in foreign language. One was in foreign language, and those were both judged for levels. And I'm really pleased to mention that Gwyneth got the highest possible ratings on her solo. Everything was for the singing was perfect. Her sight singing was she was reading at the advanced level, because as they go along they have to go to the next level of proficiency, and she did extremely well at that too. So I'd just like to thank Gwyneth for keeping it up, and thank everyone on the board for recognizing her for this major accomplishment.
The Board of Education wishes to congratulate all the students for such a great job. Thank you.